Mike Duval. Today we're going to AFE Advanced Flow Engineering's facility in Corona, California to install a Mach Force stainless steel exhaust system, stage 2 intake, and silver bullet throttle body spacer on this Toyota Tundra. Now before we do the install, we're going to run a base dyno, get some horsepower and torque numbers, and then afterwards we're going to run it again. So hang on, let's go hit the shop and get these parts installed. So how's our stock run on the Toyota, Vince?
We got stock horsepower at 253.9 and stock torque at 296.9.
Alrighty, well we're going to get the throttle body intake and cat back on there and we'll see what we come up with for the next run.
Will do.
Alright, thanks. We're fortunate enough today, we've got the marketing director from AFE, Jason Bruce here, and he can give you all the tech info on this. How you doing, Jason?
How you doing?
Hey, so give us a lowdown on the parts.
Today we're going to be doing a stage 2 open element intake on the 5.7 Toyota Tundra. This particular intake is going to be using the Pro 5R media, which is a 5-layer cotton gauze media, progressively layered, very deep pleats, rounded pleats, no wicking for maximum flow. It's got an oval base, big 6-inch outlet, which is providing the volume for the air flow needed to make the horsepower. The second part of this intake is the actual housing. This is a one-piece powder-coated housing. This intake uses something very unique to AFE, which is our 3-angle adapter. This 3-angle adapter allows to transition the air from bringing in the high volume of air into the filter. Now it's bringing it in and directing it down toward the airstream. The one-piece housing is all welded one piece. It seals at the top here. The final piece of the intake is the intake tube. It's aerodynamically designed. If you notice, you'll see it tapering down in size. What that allows to do is to make that air that we're bringing in through the filter make it go very fast, which is where you get the increase in horsepower. We use soft urethane couplers to help with motor vibration and keep the intake solid and moving. All put together with hose clamps, and all of our urethane couplers have clamp stops there to keep the hose clamps from locking. Today we'll also be installing a silver bullet throttle spacer to this Tundra. It's built out of T6061 billet aluminum. It utilizes a serrated helix design. What this does is break up the airflow and cause some turbulence right at the point of the intake manifold, which it helps your volumetric efficiency, helps your horsepower, torque, and throttle response. To finish off the system today, we're going to be using the Mach Force XP stainless steel catback exhaust system for the Tundra. This is constructed out of 409 stainless steel, utilizes a straight-through design muffler. It actually goes from a 3-inch and steps to a 3.5-inch, which is used in this intermediate tube here. So we go from a 3-inch and move to a 3.5-inch, which helps velocity, helps your airflow. It's 50 state legal. It doesn't manipulate any of the smog components. It utilizes our bayonet style hangers to keep the rubber mounts from locking, which is unique to AFE. We also use OE style band clamps instead of U-clamps. It's got a welded on, polished 304 stainless rolled / cut tip for the style. Very simple installation, which you'll see coming up.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this engine cover. So we're going to disconnect the vacuum line, the intake tube, pull out the top of the box, oops, and the air filter. And you won't be using these again. Remove the bolts holding the bottom half of the air box. Say bye. Now we're going to put the seal on the edge of the air box before we put it in. And install the air filter adapter into the housing. Remove the mass airflow sensor. And we're going to install this in the AFE tube. We install a new vacuum fitting. So before we put this tube in, we've also got the silver bullet throttle body spacer, so that's going to go in prior to the tube. 4 bolts holding the throttle body. We're going to remove. And now we're ready for the throttle body spacer. And once you got the throttle body bolts all seated and you're happy with how it fits, you're going to snug these down to 8 foot-pounds. Tube seated. Reconnect the mass airflow sensor. All that's left is the air filter. That's it. Ready to go over to the rack, get the exhaust put on, and then re-dyno it. Okay, we've got the tailpipe out. Well, there's a lot of weight we don't need. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the front pipes into the muffler. Make this a little bit of a sub-assembly before it goes in. That's going to make it a lot easier to hang. Once you've got those in place, bring the unit up and get it hooked up in the rubber hangers again. And we're not going to tighten any of these bolts until we get the rest of the assembly up there. So you can adjust if you need to. Next thing we're going to put in is the intermediate pipe. We've got a larger clamp at the back and a small clamp up front. Get it secured in the hanger. Last piece we have is the tailpipe. Okay, we'll come back to the tailpipe and level it later. Well, that takes care of the exhaust install. Now we're ready to go over for our final horsepower numbers and see what kind of numbers we're making with the new equipment. All right, Vince, second run, what's the good news?
New horsepower, 275.5. New torque, 338.0.
Nice, so 21 horsepower, about 41 foot-pounds of torque.
Yes, sir.
Very impressive. All right, well, thanks for the help, Vince.
Oh, no problem.
Well, that about wraps up our Toyota Tundra project. We got some good horsepower and torque numbers. For more information on the AFE product line, go to afepower.com. Thanks.